Senator Scullion.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. Just briefly, it is sad, just to correct the record, that there's been so much passion around the chamber today. Everybody's wanted to speak on this bill, and obviously it won't have the opportunity to bring it to a vote. Directly, Senator Seward, in regard to your amendment, it is terrific to see that you now have some conditionality on the support of our legislation, and I accept that, and I think that is very heartening. And I look forward to having some further deliberations with you on that matter. Sadly, it's very difficult to support amendment that basically says, look, Senator Scullion, if you undertake to support ours, when our legislation goes through, then your legislation will in fact become law. Well, we haven't seen your legislation. I have to say, Senator Seward, I'm disappointed that you would paint the coalition as someone who is not very focused on ensuring that Aboriginal people, through land reform, can get a better deal, because that's simply not the case. Sadly, as I've said, we won't have the opportunity to have a vote on this today. We've had some very interesting contribution, particularly from those opposite. And I'd like to move very quickly past the fences, the dams, the cows, the chooks and the sand pit, because that's fundamentally got nothing to do with this legislation. This legislation was legislation that intended to ensure that we have the same rights of application over land in a national park, for example, as we do in any other case, and it is absolutely essential that we go back to providing consent mechanisms for every time any level of government deals with Aboriginal people. And I just think it is incumbent on all of us, and I understand from the other side, particularly those who come from the Cape, and I notice the North Queenslanders and the Queenslanders have probably got a little bit more agitated than others, as I sometimes do with my territory counterparts. This is an issue that I suspect those opposite probably, if we'd have our druthers, we would possibly be in a more balanced place than we are now. But I have to again say that I don't think it's fair to characterise the views of the people of Cape York as only divided, and there's somehow two views. So if you have one person on 100, well, there's two views in Cape York. The Cape York Land Council, who represent the vast majority of the land in Cape York and the vast majority of the declarations of the wild rivers, have said, had a vote and decided that this shouldn't be supported.
The time for consideration of private members' bills has expired, and I shall report progress.